house tour is coming up. The house tour is coming up. Like my own apartment. So I haven't. I'm sitting in my car, right? I bought a car a couple of weeks ago. It's been driven, I think, once, and I've been hella busy. I'm coming from work this morning. My hair's a mess. I'm supposed to bath and get ready. But I just came to show my mom, and I was sitting in the car. And I'm about to tell my cousin. There's a cousin who's been my he's been my best friend over the last couple of months. And I uninstalled my WhatsApp because I needed a break. Like I'm getting overwhelmed with everything regarding life, and I still cannot drive. Still cannot drive. But this song is playing, and listen. Everything's gonna be alright. You hold me in your arms until my storm is gone. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. And I've been going through not a lot, but just a couple of things. My mental, I don't really want to like make it seem like, oh, this that, but my mental health has been affected. Being in a new country, not having a lot of friends, mainly being in the house and just going to work, not knowing a lot of the things that people are talking about, being between different people. I decided to make a video because I believe that everything's gonna be alright. So I'm waiting for the time when genuinely so everything becomes alright. Sit on the feet. I need to explain to everybody why I started YouTube, paused it, and now I'm all of a sudden back. And I think it would start off with like mainly explaining why I started YouTube. So I started YouTube, as I've mentioned before, because I really had an interest in it. But then life kind of took a turn, and life is a bit unexpected. So life, like unexpected things happen in life. So I really just took a break from it because I couldn't do everything I was doing. I couldn't do work. I couldn't do YouTube and still like kind of like pila nje, pila as umuntu. So I decided to take a break from YouTube because that was one less commitment. Miguel has been grinding, Miguel has been working, Miguel has been doing the things to be did. Tell us, we moved out. Like that is like one of the most biggest accomplishments that I've literally come across, because that I've like done, because my whole life, I'm 22 officially, and happy belated birthday to me. My birthday was this past week. Today's what? Today's Wednesday. My birthday was last week, Monday. And yes, man, as a 22-year-old, I officially live by myself. I have lived with family my whole life, like literally from when I was young. Officially, my girl pays rent, and just to put this out there, honestly, my rent is like paid 2 months in advance. So I guess who's not gonna be worrying about rent for the next 2 months. I've grown up to become somebody really financially wise, financially smart. I really like the way that I kind of am when it comes to handling money, because I don't waste it. I don't get money and then want to get all the good nice stuff. I get money and I want to save it. So I like that. I'm like that because I was able to buy a car. I was able to move out. I was able to just do so many things for myself that I wondered, like, oh, when will I ever do this? And here I am. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. But what happened was that, Miguel was stressed, guys. At some point, I started working 2 jobs, and that kind of really put a lot of strain on me. So the whole wanting to, I was trying to like, it went from me having a very normal, not normal, kind of like a slow schedule, right? Only working some days in the week, I petama off days. And then it went all the way through to me like working 2 jobs, still with my off days, I ain't right. Then it went all the way to me working the whole week with one off day. And I struggled so hard to transition. And then it went to my schedule changing, double shifts, leaving home at 9 o'clock, coming back at 11, busigo, coming back midnight. Guys, it was rough, it was tough, honestly, but you had to make money, you have to make that dough. So I decided to just take a pause on YouTube, hold it off. I knew I was going to move, so I was like, you know what, maybe when I move I'll have more time on my hands, because I moved way closer to work. So maybe I do have more time on my hands, and it's just easier, it's just nicer, it's just, so much pizzazz. Like, man, something else that kind of caused my going off YouTube, I moved from South Africa to North America, and the move was very traumatizing, especially for me. At first it was like cool, it was like, oh, you've always wanted to be here, you've moved, enjoy it. And then there was a bit of complications that happened along the way. So at some point I felt very out of place. I missed home. The food here isn't that great. The people are very mean, self-centered. Not like everybody, but I would classify people from here as self-centered. I would say, I usually tell in an Uber, someone hears my accent and they're like, oh, where you from? And I'm like, oh, I usually say South Africa because, and let me tell you why I say South Africa before you bash me, for those who want to bash me. Here, when you tell them you're from somewhere, they're going to ask you about it. So I tell them I was born in Zimbabwe, yes, but I was raised in South Africa, because if they have any questions to ask me, then at least I can answer. Who's the president? How? Wabon? Cyril Ramaphosa. Sing the national anthem. Nkosi Sikelel. Manje mangangibuza ukuthi eZimbabwe who's the president? Bro, I don't know. I think it's Munana. Oof, I don't know. I know his name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. If you ask me to sing the national anthem, I don't know it. If you ask me about the traditional foods, I can guess, but more like I was raised in South Africa. So South Africa is more of my home. If you ask me where I'm from, if I say I'm from Zimbabwe, right? And then you're like, oh, which part? I guess I was born in Harare. Like that's what I would say. But when I say South Africa, people ask me questions like, oh, did you like it? They, of course, yes, the Northwest, the Koli. I can say stuff about it. Versus if somebody, so I usually tell people, oh, I'm from South Africa, but I was born in Zimbabwe, but I was raised in South Africa. So then when they ask me questions, of which is almost every curious person who asks you questions, when they ask me questions, then I can easily say, oh, so yeah. What kind of got your girl down was the whole moving abroad and just being really stuck in the house and not really going out there to like see stuff, and just feeling very lonely, feeling very depressed. My faith got really affected. Oh my word, my faith got so affected. It became very hard to carry myself and just still do the things I had to do. At some point I wasn't depressed or anything, but I was just very unhappy. I was really unhappy at heart. So that was really difficult. There's a time, I think it was before, I don't know when exactly, but there's a time when Bophilo life just it felt heavy because I was a bit lonely. But I had a great support system around me, somewhat a great support system around me. So it helped. Yes, man. So like, this is me coming to you as channel director, telling you that we are back. It's happening. It's working. We are good. We're back to life, and we're just gonna work on things slowly but surely. So I hope that you guys would please subscribe to my channel. Please help me grow. I'm really gonna let my potential show this time. You see the lifestyle that I'm living. A day in my life would be amazing. I'm gonna have to have 3 days in my lives because my work schedules change. So I'm gonna have to take you guys through 3 work days. Man, I know my hair's a bit bad, but thank you guys for tolerating it, and thank you so much for watching my video. I am more than glad. A house tour is coming up. The house tour is coming up. Like my own apartment. House tour is definitely coming up soon.